It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Happy New Year and welcome back. We are live on Grand Bahama's best talk show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. My name is Glendea Sweeting, the Business Development Officer at GBPA, and I am joined by my co-host, Alex Thompson, Executive Director of the Downtown Freeport Business Association. Alex, Happy New Year and good morning.
Happy New Year, good morning. It feels like we've been gone too long.
I know, right? The break.
Too long. Don't do it again.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it to me again.
Okay, I'm not going to leave you again. Not a problem.
No. This is too long.
So we're back on our first show. We're ready to go. We have so much to talk about. You know, the Christmas season was so busy.
It was.
So we had
a lot of stuff going on.
So much to talk about. A lot going on. We're into the new year, and so now there's plans. There's preparations. Everybody is ready to go. The energy is there.
Yes.
It's time to make Freeport happen. Right?
Listen, 2018 is going to be our best year ever for Grand Bahama.
I agree.
Viewers and listeners, the best year. Prepare yourself.
Yes, and we've already started. And so just a few days ago, we would have had the virtual town meeting that was done by the president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. And you know what he did? He brought in some of the youngest and brightest minds here in Grand Bahama. And he said, hey, talk to me. And they did. It was fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you what. He was on live, and I'm going to hold him accountable. He said he loved the ideas. Are you paying attention? He loved the ideas. He thinks he's going to implement some of them. I'm going to hold him accountable to that because there was a lot of great ideas that came out of that virtual town hall meeting.
Yes, but it speaks to what the Grand Bahama Port Authority is all about. Yes, we listen. Yes, we care. Yes, we're working. And so, this is another opportunity for us now, again, to show Grand Bahama that we continue to work. So let's just move on with that and let's see how things go.
I think it also shows that their commitment to technology.
Yes.
They're using the technology that's there. So if you can't focus at that moment, it's there to replay for you.
Definitely, definitely. And then, of course, the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau is now just finished up with Capital Arena.
Yes.
Giving away all of those big monies. It was
It
was a fantastic initiative, again, by the Grand Bahama Port Authority and Invest Grand Bahama. Another opportunity for young entrepreneurs that are innovative, that are ready to work, to get very close, up personal with the Duke, the Duchess, and the Don. And we brought the Don here today.
And we brought the Don here today.
Yes.
So we're going to hear more about, this is about free money to establish and invest in your business here in Grand Bahama. It doesn't get any better than this. Right. Glendea, I'm telling you, I'm excited. I wish I was able to be a part of this competition with Capital Arena. Hint, hint, maybe next time. But the Downtown Freeport Business Association is just as excited about 2018, and we have hit the ground running. We've already established our 2018 calendar, and when we release it to the public, you are going to want to be a part of Downtown Freeport. I'm telling you.
Of course.
Excitement is in the air.
Yes,
it is.
Lots to go on. Now, we got to get started with today's show, but before we do, we just want to remind you, our licensees, just to have an opportunity to be on Focus Forward. It's just this simple. Drop your business card in the Focus Forward jar at the Customer Relations Department. You guys call it licensing. Go down there, drop your card in the jar, and you have an opportunity to be on the show. And we're going to be bringing in these businesses in the droves. We're going to have just a show just for them so that they can come and talk to you guys. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Simple.
Yes.
Drop your business card.
Just drop your card.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
Free promotion.
Can't beat it.
Right here on Focus Forward with Glendea and I.
Every Thursday.
That's
Thursday.
Right.
Who doesn't want to sit with us, right?
Who doesn't want to sit with us?
Well, it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who is no stranger to Focus Forward. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, Mr. Derek Newbold is the Senior Business Development Manager at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. He's responsible for research and analysis, client relations management, marketing and promotions, and investor programs. So much, it's a lot that he has underneath his hat. But Mr. Newbold is the architect behind the development and branding of the internationally recognized Invest Grand Bahama campaign. So it is my pleasure to welcome my boss, the Don, Mr. Derek Newbold. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Glyndia. Thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be your first guest for 2018.
You should be honored.
Thank you for coming.
We're some special girls right up in
there
here.
There you
go. Listen, I want to know. See, I don't know about her, but see, she's sitting up, you know, she's under you. Tell me, what can we expect from the Grand Bahama Port Authority in 2018?
Oh, Alex.
I want the good details.
Alex, I am so excited. But we're going to delve into this more. But the team, the GBPA team is excited. We expect this year to be extremely productive and a successful one. You know, we have this saying amongst ourselves in GBPA, go hard or go home.
That's right.
And that simply means that every team member is expected to give more than 100% in service to the local community.
Or we're going to send them home.
Or we're going to send them
home. Oh, I should say, you're going to send them home.
Me? I'm not the boss. It's the boss over here.
I'm looking over there. I'm pointing over there.
I know my role, but yes, he will send them home.
Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna get into, you know, all of the plans and everything the GBPA has for 2018. But let's just start with something fresh and new. Capitol Arena was just yesterday finishing off, and you had an integral role to play with reference to Capitol Arena. How did that go? Tell us about it.
Oh man, the Capitol Arena was awesome. It was an amazing experience, and it was a resounding success. I want to personally thank all of our candidates. They did a phenomenal job in pitching their various ideas and business concepts. And I believe when the show is aired, it will be a major success. I just want to really thank the team behind the scenes, Invest Grand Bahama, GBPA. You ladies work extremely hard to make sure those types of events are a success. And I have to give a shout out to Keen-Eye Media.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Keen-Eye Media really made the production a success. Thank you guys for everything you do behind the scenes.
That's awesome. Okay. So how long was this in the making? I mean, because you mentioned all of the teams and the different people that came together to make this happen. But how long did you start talking about this? Like, is this brand new? Was this 2017? Like, what is it?
Well, we realized that one of the major challenges facing the small business sector in terms of accessing capital for startups and business expansions is really being able to gain access to that capital. And we realized that we had to do something to try to address that issue here in Freeport. And so what we did was back in 2016, we created a program that was similar to Shark Tank, and that evolved into the Capitol Arena. Now, the great thing about this initiative is this particular initiative will result in several new businesses being birthed into the local economy each year moving forward.
Really?
Yes.
So I think it's safe to say that that statement that we're suffering from a brain drain is not true.
It's not true.
We have great ideas.
No, the young people are amazing. Some of the ideas they pitch was just phenomenal.
Okay, I'm excited about that. So what is the outlook for Grand Bahama 2018? I'm going back there. I want to hear your plan.
You know, I feel as if I'm in the hot seat tonight. These lights, everything in my face.
I don't work for you, so I can ask all the hard questions.
Oh, man. Well, to be honest with you, I am very excited about the outlook for 2018. And here's why. When you think of Grand Bahama does best when we are performing well in both the tourism and industrial sectors. Okay. And if we were to go back to 2016, prior to Hurricane Matthew, the tourism sector in Grand Bahama was performing extremely well. In fact, we were performing better than we had performed in more than a decade.
Wow.
The industrial sector was poised for amazing expansions to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's needless to say that we were derailed, our momentum was derailed when we had Hurricane Matthew come through, and we found ourselves in a situation where we were trying to recover from a devastating storm for the remainder of the 2016 year and some of 2017. However, we did end 2017 on a positive note. We were able to secure several new foreign investments. I think one or two of them were announced, and we expect to make another announcement within this quarter. And if I was to give you an outlook for 2018, I believe that this year in Grand Bahama, we will see a number of transformational projects come to fruition. You heard it here first on Focus Forward.
I heard it here
You can
first.
stand by that.
I will hold you accountable. Well, about these announcements, you think you can reveal the outcome, or will there be an official announcement for Capitol Arena since you're making announcements here? I'm just curious.
We want to hear it on Focus Forward first.
We've selected our finalists.
Oh, yay.
And we expect to make an official announcement regarding the winners within the next week or two.
Oh, sounds like he'll be back on our show.
Yes.
Because it has to be first on Focus Forward.
We hope so. Now, if we could switch gears a little bit, because you talked about being in the hot seat because of all of these lights, but you're really in the hot seat because we want to know some things, right? Yeah. So I have a question for you. Definitely in the media lately, there's been some talk, a little bit of talk about some of the licensees having some issues with reference to unlicensed peddling and that sort of thing. Is there anything that the Grand Bahama Port Authority has in place or maybe working on to address the issue?
Yes. We're fully aware of the matter, and we are right now working behind the scenes to address those issues.
Sounds like we're going to have one on the show 3 weeks back to back. Because I'm not going to stop. Okay, I have another question for you. Then I'll ease up a little bit. The question, big question. Grand Lucayan Resort.
Oh, man.
Any updates from the Port Authority with that? They're on the hot seat. Let's go.
Well, the sale of the Grand Lucayan property is a major priority for both GBPA and the government. However, we want to ensure that we find the right owner and the right operator to avoid history repeating itself. That's all I can share on that.
That's all you can share.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that, and as we begin to wrap up this segment, Mr. Newbold, any encouraging words for Grand Bahama now that we're moving into 2018? We're getting ready to go into February, so this is a time of action. We've done the planning, time to get started to do some work. Any encouraging words for our viewers?
Yes, listen, you have a team that's working diligently behind the scenes to make sure that this economy actually turns around and we're able to pick up some momentum and steam. The work is being done, and the effort is being put in every day to make a transformational impact. I think that this will be the year that we start to see a lot of that hard work and that labor start to yield fruit.
Yes. I feel excited, don't you?
I was going to ask another question, but I'll let him sit for a moment. I'll let him sit. I see the water is bubbling in there. I'll let it go. But I am, from a business owner, I want to thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority for continuing to support the local small business community, and I will hold him to all of his words, small business community.
Yeah, please do.
That's what he will.
All right, thanks so much, Mr. Newbold, but don't go anywhere, and don't you go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right after this.
If you could live one day over and over again, would it be that time you swam with the dolphins? Would it be that moment you hit a hole in one? Or would it be a moment that you haven't lived yet? Experience the magic and splendor of Grand Bahama Island. The beauty of the Bahamas, with a quiet sophistication unmatched in the Caribbean. Experience life, the grand life. Grand Bahama Island. Imagine the possibilities.
Freeport Business Association has set up Midnight Madness so you can shop till you drop all day Fridays.
It's wonderful to see all of that activity downtown.
Yes.
That warmed my heart.
We have a wide variety of toys for the kids, hair care and beauty products. We have it all.
December, we have our spin and save wheel. Each customer that shops, they get a discount from 10 to 25% off the entire store.
We've been building for over 50 years, and they're homes that still exist, and they look great.
You're thinking about starting a business or looking to expand and grow an existing business, the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau can help. We are your complete business resource center, offering a one-stop shop service to aspiring entrepreneurs and existing business owners. Did you know that most startup businesses fail within the first 3 to 5 years as a result of poor planning, insufficient funding, and lack of basic business management skills and training? The Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau offers a wealth of resources, information, and support to help entrepreneurs avoid costly mistakes, make wise choices, and plan effectively for a successful business venture. Why risk becoming a statistic? Helping entrepreneurs realize their goals of successful business ownership while working with existing businesses to remain competitive and profitable is what we do. Visit or call us today for more information on how the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau can help you. Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, empowering licensees.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us right here on Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward. We had a lively and informative first segment with Mr. Derek Newbold, and he's still here joining us. You know, Alex, when I think about Grand Bahama, when I think about Freeport and all of the great things and all of the positive things that can happen in 2018, I get really excited. How about you?
I do. Listen, I live 3.36 minutes from the beach. And I sit back and think, I can only do this in Freeport.
How do you know that?
I timed it. And I said, this is one of the benefits of living in Freeport. This is one of the benefits. There's a beach only about 5 minutes away from everybody. And
that's what people pay for. Like, they pay to come here and experience it
for 1 week.
And we can just, yesterday evening, my husband and my son and I, there was a bonfire we found out that was happening at one of the local restaurants on the beach. We jumped in the car and went down there. People pay to do that.
Pay to do that. They work all year for 1 week out of the year to do that, and we have it for free.
Yeah, we got to take advantage.
We got to take advantage of it.
Definitely.
All right, Glendea, but guess what? We're about to transform one of the lives of our listeners here today or our viewers. We are giving away a wonderful surprise from Aliv.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
yes, we are. They're our featured business for today, and all we want to do is have our fourth caller. 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth caller to call into KISS 96 FM, and that's 352-7440, and all you have to do is spell the name Aliv correctly.
Now, I think everybody should know how to do that. You see all the commercials and all that stuff.
You got to be the fourth caller.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Fourth caller.
Fourth caller. Spell it correctly. So that means you have to tell us where there's the uppercase, the lowercase, and the whole 9, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Fourth caller. KISS 96 FM.
What's that number?
352-7440. You want this gift bag. I want it, but I can't have it. So that's what you got to do. So we'll take our fourth caller.
Okay, so the fourth caller, that's 352-7440 for that wonderful Aliv cell phone. That's great. That's a good way to start the year. So speaking of Aliv, Alex, we have with us today Mr. Aliv himself.
That's it. That's it.
Who joined the company in July 2017 as general manager in Freeport. Mr. Richard Stanton is a 33-year telecommunications veteran. He spent 13 years in the Caribbean working for Digicel Group Limited. I talk in all his business. His Caribbean assignments spanned countries such as Trinidad and Tobago through the Eastern Caribbean and Central American countries. In his current role, he is focused on delivering growth in sales revenue. Welcome to Focus Forward, Mr. Stanton.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
You're in the hot seat.
I am indeed.
You're in the hot seat.
And you all know far more about me than I know about you.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much for the awesome giveaway. Thank you for being here with us today. The last time I chatted with you was an interview at the Tech Summit.
Correct.
And you did say to me, boy, you asked some questions, didn't you? I'm going to ask you some more.
Oh, dear.
All right. But just to get started, tell us what we can expect from Aliv for 2018.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Oh, no.
But
Give me a little something.
I think what we're driving to do at the moment is to complete the rollout across all the Caribbean islands, all the Bahamian islands.
Okay.
Obviously, we'd love to do the whole of the Caribbean as well, but that's a slightly different, talking point. So we're looking to launch Exuma in Long Island over the next few weeks. And then move our way down into the southernmost islands as the weeks and months go by. So that's our real driving force now. And of course, we're growing day by day. We're adding customers every single day. We've got people buying new handsets and new SIMs and new numbers, and we've got people moving numbers from our competitor day by day as well. So our focus really is making sure we attract the customers with the right offers, and then keep them by giving them the right kind of service.
And you mentioned expanding to new islands. Mention, what are some of the islands that you currently service right now with Aliv, and how has the experience been in those different family islands?
The customer experience or our experience?
The customer experience and your experience. We want to know the whole shebang.
So you have to excuse me if I miss anything. So we are obviously New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Eleuthera, Bimini, Moores Island, which is part of Abaco but is distinct island. We are ready to go in Exuma and Long Island. We have recharge points on, or top-up points on pretty much every island now. So regardless of whether you have the super fast or wireless broadband LTE network that we provide or not, you still have access to be able to top up if you're moving around the Bahamas. So that's where we are right now. We're driving as fast as we can to get to every single island. We obviously we need the cooperation of our competitor as well. So you know, we're driving to try and get that done as quickly as humanly possible.
So they're on the ground running.
Yeah.
They're on the ground running. So you've given us a great gift to give away today. Now tell me, what are you doing for the community? What is Aliv giving back to our community?
I think it varies by island. So from a Grand Bahama standpoint, which is really what we're interested in, we've been doing some work with the Children's Home. Okay. Across the Bahamas, we're involved with the Special Olympics. Okay. We're constantly receiving requests for support, whether that be financial or support in terms of arranging events. So we will assist with tents, chairs, tables, you know, to help people to really kind of develop what they're trying to do and make it a more professional and give them more coverage. Okay, so we do that. My marketing team, Talia and Felicia, who I'm sure you all know, yes, would spend a lot of time on radio as well. So if people want on our talking points, we can, you know, give people airtime to really promote events, etc. So we try and involve ourselves in a whole range of activity. It's not just about sponsoring parties, in my view. Which tends to be the view.
Understood.
That, you know, it's reggae night on Friday, so we sponsor that, and it's soca night on Tuesday, so we sponsor that. So we're trying to kind of cover a lot of bases in what we do in terms of sponsorship. But it's not about just sponsoring parties. It's about trying to assist people to assist themselves as well.
Understood. You want to build the community.
Yeah.
You want to offer assistance in the areas that the community needs it.
Yeah, exactly. And to make sure that it's not just a question of handing over cash.
Understood. Right. You're weaving Aliv is weaving themselves through our community. You've become a household name, and you're making an impact in the lives of people by the things that you're doing and the way you're contributing.
I couldn't have put it any better.
Mr. Newbold, I mean, with Aliv coming on board and offering all of these services to the Grand Bahama community, how beneficial do you really think it is for the community? We're talking about moving into becoming a technology hub and all of these kinds of things. You know, how do you think this is really going to work out in the long run? Well,
you know, I have to answer that from a diplomatic perspective.
Okay.
We do license two providers.
Right. We all work together.
But I can say this. I mean, it's simply a pleasure to have Aliv here. And competition has been good for the market. And Aliv has given us the ability to be able to implement certain things and do some things that we've wanted to do for quite some time. So I'm excited about the future.
That's great. That's great.
If you don't mind me adding to that, I would say that no matter whether you're an Aliv customer or a customer of our competitors, the deregulation of the market and us launching a network has assisted or enabled every single member of the population to effectively get better value for money. Okay. Because our competitor has reacted to what we do, and everybody has seen a benefit from it, whether you're a Aliv customer or not. And I think that's a positive of competition.
Yes, that's good. And one more question for you, Mr. Stanton, before we let you go, because I just have to ask this question. So I have a friend. I'll leave that up to you. I have a friend of mine who is an Aliv customer, And he mentioned to me that he had some roaming challenges over the holiday season over in Florida. And so I'm just wondering, is there anything that Aliv is doing to improve roaming? You know, of course, Bahamian people, we all love to travel. And we want to take our phones with us and we want to be connected to our families at home. So is there something that Aliv may be doing to improve the roaming?
We had thousands of people roaming across Christmas and New Year, and especially in Florida. It's difficult to comment on one particular instance without knowing the detail behind it.
Right.
There are a number of factors that can impact on that. But I'd be more than happy to take that away. If you've got the number of the person, I would be more than happy to take that away and give them a call and find out what we need to do. But we had thousands of people roaming without any issues whatsoever across the states.
Okay, great.
One last hot seat question.
Okay.
Not too hot.
One, you got to be quick with this one.
One last hot seat question. What would you say is the #1 challenge that Aliv has faced coming into the community of Grand Bahama?
Ooh.
It was smooth. Smooth entry.
It was a smooth entry for us. I guess probably the biggest challenge was we completed the network about 2 days before Eric and Matthew. So I guess that was probably our biggest challenge.
Okay. Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Well, as we wrap up the segment, just before we go, we want you to pick a card out of our bowl here so that we can have another licensee come and join us on this show in the weeks to come.
Shouldn't look.
Don't look. Any card you choose is great for us.
Okay,
all right.
Take a look at this card. All right, we would like to congratulate Dion K. Grant of Landstar Roofing Tiles and Concrete.
Okay, fantastic.
Right. He is going to be our next featured guest.
Yes, so Mr. Grant, if you're watching, if you're listening, please reach out to us. We want to make sure that you're coming on the show to be with us very shortly. We want to thank Mr. Derek Newbold, Senior Manager of Business Development, and Mr. Richard Stanton, General Manager at Aliv. We had a great show today, Alice. I had a great time.
We did. This was good. Okay, well worth the wait. I'll let you slide for letting me wait so long.
Well, definitely next time. We can't wait too long. Maybe we need to do some special editions, special holiday editions.
Exactly.
Special summer edition.
I think so.
We'll think about it.
We'll work
think
on
about
that.
it. Okay, all right. Well, we enjoy being with you each and every week. Thank you for coming here, being with us again. Grand Bahama's best talk show, Focus Forward. And listen, make sure that you tune in Thursdays at 11 o'clock. Tell your friends, let everybody know. Make sure to like our page, Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau. We want to see you next week. And until then, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
And we're going to have a great time with them Thursday at 11 next week. See you then. You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated.
And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday.
Same time.
Same place.
For Focus Forward.